Welcome to the Honourable Kelly Vincent and John Gardner as well, who's here in the front row, as well as Dr. Meredith Craigie and Dr. Susan Evans, who have been very good supporters of the campaign so far. I'd also like to welcome all the members of the MECFS Society of South Australia who managed to make it today, and all the people who helped us out in raising the money to make this book possible. So thank you for coming along today. If you're on Facebook, you'd be aware that we have a ukulele and a copy of the book as a door prize today. So at the end of all the speeches, I'm going to let you know how that's been decided, and yeah, we'll go from there. So before I talk about the book, I'd just like to invite the Honourable Kelly Vincent to say a few words.
Thank you, Megan. How's that for everyone? Yeah. Excellent. It's always dangerous to give a politician a microphone and ask them to say only a few words. I'm going to see how I go. Firstly, can I acknowledge, of course, that we meet the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today. Can I also acknowledge my parliamentary colleague, John Gardner. It's good to see you, Councillor Jill Whittaker. Always good to see you. I know you have a great interest in these issues, so thank you for being here today. Can I acknowledge all of you, the members of this amazing community, for the support that you've shown for this very important project, and in a way, more importantly, acknowledge those who would love to be here today but aren't able to because of the hold of their illness. So we acknowledge those people as well. But of course, the person that I have to acknowledge the most is the extraordinary person to my right just here, who we'll hear from in just a few moments. I certainly am not going to steal her thunder, but I just want to talk about how much I believe in the power of stories, and how much I believe in the power of sharing our lived experience, and particularly around disability and health conditions that aren't always necessarily visible or understood. We have a long way to go in understanding, and I know how I have a long way to go in understanding CFS. I'm very grateful for those people who are helping me to learn, and I have a few of them looking at me right now, which is great. I very much look forward to joining you in this journey. We have done some great work that I'm very proud of on a number of other conditions that still don't have the recognition that they deserve, including borderline personality disorder and chronic pain. But I would love to do more with chronic fatigue and other conditions mentioned in this very important book as well. And I thank you for being patient and working with me as we do that. Can I also say, though, that I think while it is fantastic to have a children's book, and I'd love to see this flourish and spread, I also think we need to maybe look at Megan, just to give you more homework because you haven't had enough yet, and maybe an adult version, because I always wonder where these children get the attitudes from, and I'd very much like to tackle the source. And so this is a fantastic step forward. I'm very, very proud of you, and thank you for the enormous contribution that you're making in sharing your story, and I really hope that it gives others hope and strength and a vision for the future where we have better understanding and therefore less people living in the dark with these types of conditions. So I thank you, Megan, from the bottom of my heart for sharing your story with the world. I think it's very important. Who else do I have to thank? I'm sure there's someone, but I'd never say that out loud into a microphone because that would be unprofessional. In closing, can I also thank the enormous contributors to the Kickstarter campaign. I think you raised the $7,500 in something like 28 days. That's an extraordinary effort. Thank you so much for sharing my belief in the power of stories and for helping Megan to share hers. It's one I'm sure that we all can relate to, and the more people we can get to relate to it, the better. So thank you very much. And I'm going to hand over to our illustrious author, Schartner, to tell you all about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelly. As a thank you for coming today, I've actually got a copy of the book for you as well. So that's for you. Thank you. So yeah, as Kelly was saying, we did a Kickstarter campaign to raise money to publish or do this first run of the book about 2.5 years ago. And thanks to a lot of my friends and family, and also a lot of people I didn't know on the internet, we managed to meet our goal and got the book published. I have to give a big thank you to my husband Eric and his friend James Anstey from his office. They've helped me get the pictures to a point that I'm happy with them, and that's what helped us get the book over the line and actually in print. So thank you, Eric and James. James can't be with us here today because he's actually moved back to WA, so yeah, he'll be seeing this later. We're recording it. Eric's parents also aren't able to be here today, so we're recording the event and we'll put that up on the Facebook page later on. So why did I write this book? About 3 years ago I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, which is also called myalgic encephalomyelitis. It's a bit of a tongue twister. And I also have some pelvic pain related issues as well, which Susan has been helping me deal with over the last few years. I have a habit of looking for children's books when I'm trying to understand a topic, so when I got diagnosed I went looking for a book that might simply explain what was going on, and there wasn't anything around. So that's why I decided to write my own. The book is basically a way of introducing the invisible symptoms in a way that children should hopefully be able to understand. I'm hoping it will be useful for adults with chronic pain to explain it to their family, but also for children who have chronic pain to explain it to their friends. The next steps in this campaign, because the book is the first step in a bigger campaign, is to hopefully develop some workshops for schools as well as for the community. The school ones that we're looking at the moment is one for teachers around how to support students with chronic pain, and one for classrooms to explain the symptoms in a bit more detail and hopefully bring that understanding into schools, because 1 in 5 people live with chronic pain, so it's quite a large number of people in the community. Yeah, so it's been a very long process and I'm very glad to finally be here today. And I'm just looking forward to sharing the book with everyone else here. So thank you. If you are a Kickstarter backer, I do have your copies of the book here with me, so ask for them when you come up. We do have books available for sale. They're $19.99 each. And I'll be here to sign stuff. We've got food and drinks over there. And I think that's all. So we'll do the door prize now. Everyone should have a card on their seat. On the back of one of the cards, there's a sticker with a frog on it, and that's the one that wins the ukulele and the copy of the book, so congratulations, Helen. Just come up afterwards, I'll just give it to you up here. So yeah, feel free to enjoy, turn the microphone off. Feel free to enjoy the food. We do have a cake over there as well, which we should probably cut before we go any further. So if people want to move over there, we'll cut the cake and yeah, go from there.
Hold on.